Hey, we're live. Just a second late. I just started printing out the linear rail alignment clips because I realized the kit didn't come with any, and I started them on the Prusa, the Core 1, and I was looking over right now as the timer was about to run out and realized that the filament strand had come off the spool so slightly, so I had to run over there and just fix the spool to make sure it didn't tangle. So sorry about that. Anyways. What's going on, everybody? Let's see who's all here today. We've got Lewis is in the house, Tuxedo, Raj is here, Steve is here, Maurice is here, Rod is here, Lord Git's here. Let's see, who else? Hey, Kirkman. I stole mine from a Voron build. Yeah, I need to start keeping those. I usually end up holding... You know what? I might actually have them now that I think about it. Is it? No. Because the for the Micron X-axis, I think it might use the same size. No, that's 1515, so never mind. Yeah, I usually hold on to like all the printed parts for a build for a while afterwards, and then it gets to a point where I'm like, okay, I gotta declutter. I haven't needed these parts for anything, and then they end up getting tossed. And so I should have a drawer of just like at least 2020 extrusion alignment guides for a variety of different rails. I don't know why I don't have that yet, so... yeah. Hey, Steve. How's it going, man? Rob, how's it going? 1060. Lisa's here. Hope you guys... Shrimp's in the house. Hope you guys are all doing awesome. Yeah, we're going to be continuing with the Siboor boom build that we've been working on. I think this is stream number 4. We got basically the whole base and Y-axis done. We've got the extrusions assembled for the Z. And today we're going to work on X. I think it's basically X, motors, belts, and then tool head would be the next thing. So the bed is not level yet, unfortunately. The bed on this one actually won't get leveled because it's rigid mounted. So we will not. I think we're about to get a storm here. Oh wow, easy enough to reprint. Yeah, they're small. They're like, I think the print. It's 24% done, so by the time we're needing them, it'll be ready. I'm just glad that I realized that the kit didn't come with them. I can't wait for LDO Monolith Gantry to come back in stock and want it my 2.4. Okay, so I have Hasio. Thanks for becoming a member. I think you, based off the icon, I think you were a member. Thank you for either way. Thank you for becoming a member. Thank you for becoming a member again. So I was gonna wait to do a poll until later, but there's 33 people here. We can get the poll started. So the game plan is, once I'm done with this build, we are going to be installing Monolith on my Trident. And I reached out to Jason over at LDO and got confirmation that, yeah, we'll get one, but it's probably not going to be here till late July. And I think that we'll be done with this build before then, hopefully, unless something goes terribly wrong. And so there's going to be a bit of a gap. And I have plenty of like small tasks or small mods and stuff like that we could do here. But when I was talking to Jason, he mentioned that he had these kits, and it's definitely different than anything we've built because it's not a printer, but I was curious to see what you guys thought. So LDO put together kits for this. It's a fully 3D printed RC truck. Since Steve is here, Steve is a lot more familiar with, he's built quite a few like complex RC models. I have not. So I do really like RC stuff, and Jackson loves anything that's remote control or not remote control that has wheels on it. So I'm just curious as to whether there is interest. That'll be a many stream series. Jason said 3 streams, but I realized that I think Jason severely underestimated my ability or lack of ability to build things quickly. I think he might be going based off Steve streams, but this looks just fun. So I wanted to do a poll because obviously this is different than anything we've done on this stream channel. And if most people here are like, no, I don't really care about that, I just want to see printer builds, then I want to respect that. So let's do a poll. But yeah, I saw afterwards when I was looking at it that it was like 582 printed parts. So yeah, it's definitely going to be a doozy. But it looks awesome, man. It looks so freaking cool. This is the one with the 1,000-page build guide. Oh my god, is that? I haven't looked at the build guide yet. Let's find out. Let's see. Yeah. Actually 1008. Oh my god. Yeah, this looks insane. So I don't know if like we would start building it and then once Monolith comes in, we would like, I can't even load the full build guide right now. That's too many pages. Yeah, I don't know whether we would like start this for a few weeks and Monolith comes in and we'll take a break. But yeah, I just want to know what you guys, heading to lunch, but I'll check back in later. Sounds good. Sorry, I also literally saw your, oh, why is my computer freezing? I saw your text message like when there was 3 minutes left of the countdown, Steve, so I will message you probably on the way to Jack's Gymnastics after this. Yeah, this thing's a monster. So let me just see, let me make a poll, because I told Jason, like, before I commit to it, I want to make sure that there's actually interest, because I would enjoy it, but I also want to do... So let's see. Is there interest / would you enjoy watching the RC Mog build? Okay, so let's do... yes. Oops. But the computer is really lagging today, which is not... I can't even type. Yes, build it. Not my cup of tea. And yeah, please answer honestly. Like, even if I'm excited to build it, if you guys are just like, no, it's not my thing, then that's totally fine. It's a meter long. Is it really? Jose from LDO said that the Mog is huge. Is there a, like, hold on. Let's look at... Okay, this is assembly. My computer is dying. I don't know what is going on today. Is the stream fine or no? I can't even... It looks awesome. We've got a guest bedroom closet that this could fit into. I'm fine. Okay. Nobody said anything. Yeah, that's not my back. I don't have a back. Okay, so this is just an assembly video. But yeah, it looks big, but it looks awesome. It looks so freaking cool, man. It looks so cool. Jack would lose his absolute mind driving this thing around. All right, we'll leave the pull up for a while. You could drive the little... That would be hilarious. Landon's a big baby, man. I don't think Landon would... So I'll leave the pull up for a while. I was going to wait till later in the stream to derail the conversation on this, but since there was a decent amount of people here, I figured, what the heck, I'll get it started. I'll leave this pulled up to you as well, that if anyone comes in and asks, like, what's the poll about? So let's get into the build. Oh, the only other thing I want to show you guys is, because I'm really excited, you might have noticed these dangly greens right here. So I finally harvested yesterday garlic. So I've got 25 heads of garlic here, and they have to dry out for storing for like 2 to 4 weeks before we can actually eat them. But the whole garage just smells like garlic, so I don't have to worry about, I think it's vampires that will not be interrupting the stream. So I would 100% build it. If you decide not to, tell Jason to send it to me. Just make sure. Yeah, we're getting rid of a lot of baby stuff because, as I mentioned a minute ago, Landon's kind of a big baby and doesn't actually fit in a lot of the. It doesn't actually fit in a lot of the baby stuff we have. So I will absolutely find space for it, whether it's in a closet or something like that. Okay, I feel like I have so many random things to tell you guys, but I realize we need to build stuff and not just talk about random stuff today. So Yeah, the garlic's awesome. I'm gonna show you guys. Hold on, I'll show you guys one last thing here. So this is the really quick, and then we'll get into building stuff. But this is basically the harvest up there. So it was my first time growing garlic. I didn't realize just how long it took to grow garlic. I planted this in November, and it's now June 10th. So is that 8 months? Yeah, it was roughly 8 months to grow. But hopefully we'll have garlic for the next 4, 5, 6 months. All right, let's get back into the build. We left off somewhere around here. Let's see. So we did this. It's not attached, actually. I don't think were we supposed to attach it? I don't think so. No. So we are doing the X-axis. I think I'll move this top bar out of the way because there's just going to be kind of cluttered with that here. Let's move that right here. Hopefully it doesn't fall. You should freeze some. Yeah, I just might. So I definitely have been like talking about that garlic for months to neighbors. So like the family that lives behind our house, that like our house, it's kind of. I feel bad for this family a little bit because like they're in a separate neighborhood than us, and when they graded our neighborhood, they graded it really high up. So the top of our fence line is the bottom of our grade. So like I see directly into their backyard and everything. When it's summertime, there's some old trees that are between our houses. It sort of gives us a little bit of privacy, but like largely I just see them all the time, but they're really nice. And so I talk to them a fair bit, and I've been telling them like, hey, I'm gonna have garlic for you. And I have a couple other neighbors that I've been talking about the garlic to, so I will give some away. I took this because this is a hardneck garlic. I don't fully know all the differences between hardneck and softneck. I think softneck stores better. Hardneck has scapes, which are like these little green things. So I did make a scape pesto sauce, 3 of them that we froze, and we had it with pasta the other day. Delicious. So yeah, I've been talking. Yeah, I will absolutely be giving some garlic away. Tomatoes as well, because we have 4 tomatoes I planted this year, but because I had so many cherry tomatoes last year and a lot of them fell, I've gotten like 8 volunteer tomato plants that have shot up. So there's going to be a lot of tomatoes as well. So I end up giving away a bunch of vegetables to all the neighbors. Hey Zombie, how's it going? All right, so we did this last week. I remember installing all of the T-nuts. So we need to now install so basically all the pieces that look like this. There's probably 4 of them. Both sides are gonna have that. Yeah, so let's grab all of these guys out. While doing that, I'll tell you guys story time. So I think I mentioned it, but like we got a tent, right? Because we're going camping for the first time as a family. And on the first assembly, the tent broke. A pole snapped, and because of the way this tent is designed, it's a Coleman tent. You can't actually replace the pole without hacksawing it off and doing some pretty heavy modifications. Network bandwidth is low. What is going on with my internet today? Is it my internet? Is somebody on my network torrenting stuff? I don't understand. I'm sorry, like, let me know if I don't know what I can exactly do with the stream. I didn't restart the computer. That's what I was supposed to do. Someone yell at me at the end of the stream today to restart this computer, please. So yeah, tent broke. So Coleman was like, cool, we'll send you a new tent. It's a slightly different version of it. And I said, okay, cool, sounds awesome. So tent showed up last Saturday, and I had Aaron help me build it because I wanted to make sure we were careful, didn't break it. And the second tent broke. When we went to put the pole into the fabric pocket that keeps it in place and keeps the tent propped up, it just snapped, it tore the fabric off the tent. So they're refunding me with a check. They said it'll take 2 months for the check to get here, and I was like, awesome. And we had to get a different tent. So it's been a fun start to the camping trip that hasn't started yet. Okay, it's buffering. Getting a bit of buffering. What is going on? I can close some windows. I just doubt that these windows are causing it, like the tabs. It doesn't make any sense. Yeah, I don't know what it would be. I mean, it could be the computer. Maybe it's not bandwidth related. It said it was bandwidth related, but maybe it's not. Is there anything open that I can close out? I don't really have a lot of stuff open. Dropped frame. It says only 1 dropped frame so far, so I don't know, guys. I'm sorry. At some point here, I'm gonna have to spend some money and probably either build a brand new computer, which I'm really trying to avoid doing because it's just expensive, or at least start swapping out some hardware. So, okay. Let's do this. So we're getting the extrusions. Let's change camera angle. I don't have 1,000 tabs open. This computer has been prompting me for an update for months, and I always just say, ignore. So that could be part of it, I suppose. All right, so it looks like we want the thicker, so it looks like it's this guy. So there's basically 4 pieces, right? You have 2 thicker pieces, 2 thinner pieces. So it looks like it's the thicker piece, and it looks like we've got this angled bit going downward on this side. So this seems right. So we need that, and then we need M510s. M510s. How's everybody's week going? Lisa just said that it looks like there's a storm a-brewing on the... She's on East Coast? Hey, Beads! I think you're gonna pass my progress on the build today. How's your prep going for? You said last week that Murph was coming up this week. You pretty much done with everything, or you still working on kind of home stretch on progress or on projects? Why are we not going in? Wait, this is no, that's right. It's an M5. Well, the screw doesn't want to drop into the... Screw doesn't want to drop into the cavity. That's interesting. It is an M510. It goes into that one fine. It goes into that one fine. But it doesn't go into this one fine. Okay, is it the same way on this guy? It is the same way on this guy. Interesting. Hey Liz, happy Wednesday. Hey Troy. Interesting. No, I'm doing it the right way. But the M510 does not want to go in. Leaving for Murph tomorrow. Nice. Hey Candyman, is this thing on? My messages don't seem to be posting and random buffering. Oh no. It says I've only got 1 dropped frame. Yeah, I can certainly ream it. If you find it a little bit odd that that is happening. I wonder if I need to ream it or if I just need a let's try to clean it up with this guy real quick. I don't know how much. Yeah, that's still not doing it, is it? Oops. Oh, it's going. It's going. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what happened with this printed part, because the other 2 holes that are sort of printed in the same... 93% of people say to build the MOG. Okay. That's very likely what we're going to do then. I gotta start printing out parts because it's probably gonna take me a while based off the size I'm seeing of this thing. Okay, so that went in. That is not going anywhere. It's probably not great. I think that as far as alignment goes, I don't actually know how this needs to align. Let's take a look at... It looks like this part aligns with the end of it, so I need to loosen this a hair. We're just gonna eyeball it for now. Let's see, so right about there. Okay. Okay. That seems pretty much right on the edge. Oh, you guys couldn't see because I had the wrong camera angle. Sorry about that. You're flying then, right, Liz? I don't know exactly. Yeah, I think you're like Eastern Canada. I assume you're flying. Are you flying into Chicago or? Hey LTX, 1000% build the MOG. Jack's gonna be absolutely stoked if I build that thing. I mean, I will too. It looks really cool, but 1,000 pages? I'm just like, dude, are we gonna build this thing and we'll be done with it in 2027? Just knowing my speed when it comes to building things, it's gonna take us quite a while, I think. But it would be fun. I'm having a hard time printing the center skirt part with the logo for the Merc. I printed the feet, no problem. Any tips? I'm having a hard time printing the center skirt part with the logo for the Merc. What's the issue? Like, what? Like, I don't. It's not sticking. You're trying to do 2 colors and that's not working. I don't know what the issue is. It's been a long time since I printed out Merc parts, and there's a possibility that the skirt has even changed since I built it. So I don't know how helpful I'll be able to be. Okay, so we need M530s, M530s. There we are. These guys. Okay, so 2 M530s coming at you. Change the name of the channel to the Maga. Yeah, that's the only content. Yeah, it's crazy. I guess I saw the numbers for, like, it said whatever scale it is, but I didn't put 2 and 2 exactly until until you guys started saying, like, it's huge. Okay, so we need basically just a bunch of shims and bearings at this point. Shims are here, bearings are here. So we are doing, on the left side, shim, bearing, bearing, shim. Do the overland version of the MOG, it's so sick. Okay, because I did see there was, yeah, like trailer version or whatever. These seem really large for those screws. Okay. I'll take a look. I definitely need to decide before I start printing anything what we're doing. Is it supposed to be, I assume, I mean, the tires have to be TPU, but is there, does anyone know offhand, like, are the rest of the parts intended to be PLA? The LDO version, which I think is the 3D sets version. Hold on. No, it's not. It's Casadio's. So yeah, the LDO version. Yeah, Jason said the kit came with everything. I think even the controller to drive it. And the only things you need are, I say only things like it's a small task, but to print out all the parts. They're very different. The LDO kit is massive. Got it. If you buy the kit, it comes with tires. Oh, sick. Okay. Yeah, I need to look at then what needs to get printed. This was sort of a conversation, a late night conversation 2 nights ago. And I haven't gotten a chance to dive into everything, clearly. All right, so we've got our bearings on. The next step is to cap it and then use an M38. Okay, so this guy is just going to slide on like that. And then an M38 button head is what we need. M38 button heads. Okay. These don't look like, maybe they are. Those look too big. Yeah, those are good. Those have got to be M312s. Yeah, M38s. Kit does not come with the files, it doesn't sound like. Don't quote me on that, but Jason basically had said, like, oh, like, it sounded like I need to buy the files, but he was going to look into it. I don't know if I'll end up getting the files or I'll be buying the files, but it seems like the default is that you still have to buy the files. So it's certainly, like, not cheap. I mean, it's a printer. it's really like a printer cost, you know? I built an ant head for my Voron. It seems legit, pretty easy to assemble. Man, I'm glad you think so, because I struggled with some of the assembly on it. It was more getting the front faceplate on, if I remember correctly. I was having some issues with that, and it was the wires. Is this on autofocus? Yeah, it is. Okay. Let me know if autofocus starts becoming too much. Yeah, getting the front faceplate on was a struggle, if I remember correctly, and then getting Clicky wasn't hard to get set up, but I had to do some weird stuff that I've never had to do with Clicky, like basically extend the legs on it by soldering additional wires. So there was some interesting stuff to it. But it's hard to know whether like assembling it was difficult or if my mind is so used to the way that Stealth Burner and like the mini Stealth Burner or even the Dragon Burner gets assembled that it just felt different, you know? I don't like how you have to build the ant head on the printer. Yeah, that's fair. The nozzle LEDs are a pain. I didn't even end up doing nozzle LEDs on mine. Well, I don't think it's because it wasn't a part of the kit. I've only done a few nozzle LEDs. I mean, obviously Stealth Burner, it's like kind of the standard, and I think I've done mini Stealth Burner on one of my mini Stealth Burners, but that's probably the extent of it. Okay, so this side's done. And next up, we are doing the other side. So we are doing, I'm gonna do the same thing with this piece because the screw did not drop in. So let's grab this guy. I'm pretty sure it's this one right here. Right. And then we need the same M510s. I'm gonna put this back in the back here since I think we're done with it for now. Okay, that dropped in. Do you know why that one dropped in? It's because I did the wrong hole. That was not the hole that had problems to begin with. Okay, let's try this one. There's got to be some people in chat also that play video games. I don't know if you guys saw that they're remaking Kingdom Hearts for... They're remaking Kingdom Hearts and they're remaking not Ocarina of Time. Yeah. No. Yeah, Ocarina of Time. I think the N64 Zelda for Switch. So that is exciting. I don't play a whole lot of games just because I don't have time. Jack plays a fair bit of Switch. That's like usually if his does all the things, then he gets to play a little bit of like Mario. But I used to play a lot of games, but I definitely love some of the games I grew up with. I love Dragon Burner. I just wanted to mix it up. Yeah, totally. The mob file's really... I'm on A4T right now. It seems decent. Nothing really beats Dragon Burner for support, though. Yeah, Dragon Burner is just like, I feel like a classic. It does a lot of things really well. Oh, that's nice. All the parts that you just sent me, Zombie. That's so cool. This is what Zombie sent. This is all the files for, like the printed files. So like each one and like how it wants you to print it, layer height, infill percentage, wall thickness. What I don't know is like, organization is always a bit of a struggle for me. Like, how do you organize these things once you print them, you know? Kirby and the Forgotten Land yet? Is that Switch 2? I used to love Kingdom Hearts when I was younger. Yeah, so when I was young, we had a babysitter that would occasionally come over and largely watch my brother, but I was not old enough to be trusted watching my brother. And I remember my parents, like, would usually leave some money for, I think, like, the babysitter to... if we wanted to rent a game from like Blockbuster, because that was a thing then. And they were like pretty strict about, I wasn't allowed to play teen games at the time. Like I was definitely not a teen, but she was rad and had a PlayStation 2. And so she brought over Kingdom Hearts, which I think was rated teen, and let me play it. And I remember thinking it was the coolest thing ever. I'd never played Final Fantasy, but obviously I was familiar with Disney, and the idea of like having these Disney characters and being able to fight alongside them and fight the villains, like, was just so freaking cool. I've never completed any of them because that's also me with video games. I'm a literal squirrel, so I play them for a while and I'm like, all right, I'm done. But yeah, it's super. I think I could see Jack really liking it. The only thing is like, oh wait, why did that? I was supposed to probably thread these in, wasn't I, into the plastic? We just lost our bearing stack. Okay, let me fix this. Yeah, it's gonna be... There's threads in the plastic. That was my bad. I didn't see it in the instructions. I feel like I should have probably just known that, but... yeah, it doesn't really say anything, but that's I'll still take the blame for that. I was never really interested in arcade style games. Yeah, I grew up, I loved video games growing up. N64 was the first console that like was a new console that my parents got for me, and then for one of my birthdays, the PlayStation 2 had just came out, but I asked for the PlayStation 1, so I played a ton of that. I remember like Spyro was one of the games I played a lot of. I honestly can't remember a lot of the PS1 games I played. Spyro was a big one. PS2 was a huge one for me. I played a lot of PlayStation 2. I remember all the Jak and Daxter games, Ratchet and Clanks. What other PlayStation 2 games did I play? Sly Cooper was one I played a lot of. Okay, so let's get these screwed in here. So we need to, I'm gonna hold this like this, and then this was an M3 driver. Pong. Yeah, I mean, I got really into retro game collecting at one point in my, I think it was my early 20s. And so I did end up picking up like an NES toaster oven, the Atari wood grain. Yeah, played a lot. Yeah, Crash Bandicoot was awesome. It is awesome. I'm sure if you watched my video on excuse me, on Full Spectrum Printing, you would have seen my Crash Bandicoot print that I just did. Okay, I don't want to over tighten these. They seem to be spinning freely. Okay, there's no up and down play. I think that's enough. I just don't want to, I really just don't want to over tighten these guys. As I say that, I'm still tightening them a little bit more, but hey, Spectra. Yeah, I grew up on pretty much exclusively console gaming, and then when I met my best friend in my early 20s, I think it was when I was 20, he got me into PC gaming. I did that a lot for the next probably 8 years of my life. But yeah, I just don't have time. Like I mean, I do, like, it comes down to priorities, right? I've prioritized, I've got to get like work stuff done and YouTube stuff done, and it just became such a big distraction. So now the only time I'll play typically is if Jack usually wants help with whatever he's trying to play. I did get a Switch too, though. I actually sold my I had a Steam Deck that I bought before the kids were born, thinking like, this will be nice, you know, when the kids go down, I'll just kind of sit on the couch and play some games, and it just sat in the drawer. So I did sell that and get a Switch. Okay, so I don't know, the one thing I don't know is whether the screws are supposed to go all the way to the end and be flush, because neither of them are. They've all got a decent sized gap. But there's not really any up and down play. I mean, there's like a little, I can show you guys this. Let me zoom in a little. So if you look at this, there's like, you know, a little bit of teeter-tottering to the side, but there's no like, but they're not sliding. So I kind of think that maybe that's good. Since it's just threading into plastic, my concern is breaking these, man. I don't want to break anything. We'll leave it like that. If it becomes an issue, I can always adjust it later, but everything's free spinning. Tighten it more. If this breaks, zombie, I'm gonna be so sad, buddy. No, dude, I'm not going tighter than that. This is... It doesn't feel super tight though still. Tight until it breaks. Yeah, threading into plastic. This is how I'm pretty sure the switch wire and ender wire is for these guys. Yeah, we're gonna leave it like that. I have broken too many parts during builds to risk that. Okay. So we got the first one on, second one is going on now. Oops, whoa, what is happening? And it's the same exact thing. So we're doing M530s, which should be the last two guys I've got right here. here. Screws going through here. Like that. And then we are doing the same thing. We need 4 shims in total for this. This looks like there's 1 extra shim. We'll just throw it back here. So shim. Shim. 4 bearings. I hate printed gantry components so much. Yeah, I don't know. It works. Like, I haven't had a whole lot of issues from it. I mean, would it be my preference? Probably not, but I haven't had any direct issues caused by this setup. So, hey John. Happy Wednesday. Okay, so there's that. There's that. And assuming, yeah, it's the exact same thing. So this guy's popping on top just like that. Yeah. And then let's start by trying to install these guys. Okay. Zoom out a little bit. There we go. This guy's not going in. There we go. Now it is. Okay, please, the Allen key for this. That one felt like it went all the way through. That did go all the way through. So now I'm feeling like maybe I should do what Zombie said and tighten them more. Yeah, that one went all the way through as well. Maybe I'm being a little too careful. Yeah, let's try. Let's see. Ah! Has anyone had it? I'm sure most of us have. There's been so many times I'm tightening something with an Allen key and then like it's a little bit of force and it just gets off the screw and goes flying. And there's a moment of silence where you're trying to like listen for where it's gonna land. It happened to me just the other day when I was working on something. Okay. So those did bottom out. Now there's no play and they're still spinning freely. So that was the call. That was the call. I got whatever my son had last week. Oh no. Does it just like a seasonal cold or? Okay. So last thing we need is just 1 screw. I've used an Allen key in years. I did something the other day. I can't remember what I was installing, but the kit came with an Allen key and I have drivers, but I was like, no, I'm just gonna use the Allen key. And it sucked. My hands were hurting at the end of it. And I told Erin, she's like, well, why didn't you use one of those? And I said, well, I don't know. I had started and I got to the point where I'm like, I'm going to see this thing through. But yeah, I agree. Generally speaking, I don't love Allen keys. These ones I like a lot. These wear out ones to me are pretty amazing. But yeah, I do prefer drivers. I just don't have any drivers upstairs at this point. They're all out in the garage. And so I think I was like, well, we'll just try it. And then, why is this getting stuck? Yeah, and then I just was stubborn and saw it all the way through. I hate Allen keys with a passion. Spent the extra $5 to get dedicated. Yeah, I should just buy a second set. I don't really have any excuses. Okay, these are on. These are all spinning freely, so we've got that. I think the next thing is attaching that linear rail. So I'm not gonna take the rail off. I am going to wipe it down with some paper towels and then just blast it with grease, and then we'll move forward. So let me take this guy right here. I'm gonna turn off, I think autofocus is still probably on. Yeah, it's not gonna work great for this. So let's see. Is this in focus, this area? Yeah, it looks like it. Okay, so paper towels, there they are. I'm also gonna grab those 2 little alignment pieces out of the Core 1. Looks good, looks good. Okay. Okay, paper towel, check. Put these right here. Hey, Viking. Rocking chairs? Oh, that's right. That's what it was. Yeah, so we've been wanting to get some like patio furniture or porch furniture for the front yard because Jack's always playing out there. We've been using camping chairs, which work fine, but they're not super comfortable. And so Aaron found some like wicker rocking chairs that we got on Amazon, and that's what it was. They showed up at the front door, and she was out with the kids, and I wanted to get them assembled as quick as I could so she can just come home and they'd be done. And the rocking chairs came with a single Allen key to install all the screws, and that's what I did. I used the Allen key for assembling both screws, and it sucked. It was not fun. Okay, so we're just gonna wipe this down. Like so. I asked for a Hodo electric screwdriver for Father's Day. I wonder if that's what I think I have one of those, unless it's a different one. It just needs to be charged. It hasn't been charged in a really, really long time. I think it's what it is. It was one that Steve liked, because I got there was like an electric screwdriver a lot of people liked a long time ago that was, I don't know, yay big. It's really small. It's not super powerful, but it's okay. And then I think Steve was the one that said like the Hodo is generally better because it just has more, I think, more battery and more power. So I did buy one, and I did use it actually. I think the biggest task I used it for wasn't even like printer building stuff. It was, I do assemble a bunch of IKEA furniture at one point, and it was awesome for that. Okay, so yeah, I'm just gonna basically take this and hope I have enough grease to blast through the hole. Yeah, I do. I'm gonna take off this little, wait, why are we not going this way? Oh, because I'm trying to get to go the other way. I've been doing this on some builds and it's been fine. It's messier, but I don't have to worry about, like, this one probably wouldn't have been bad taking this block off, especially because they even gave you this little like dummy piece and just greasing the balls directly. But I've had some horror experiences with balls popping off, and I don't know. I'm not sure what the percentage gain is from taking it off versus just doing it like this. Hey, Greenbeard. So yeah, I basically just do this and then use a paper towel to clean up as much of the excess as I can, because it does pack a ton of grease inside. Okay, the only thing I need to do is probably use an Allen key to push out the grease that's in the hole. Let's see, let me just use this guy. Push some. Oh yeah, that's a lot of grease. Yeah, so the holes, that's the only thing. You get a bunch of grease inside of the rail holes from doing that. Okay, let me grab one fresh paper towel, and that should be good enough on the rail. We can get it installed. Yeah, thank you. I'll put it back in. I took it out so that way I could move the block a little bit and get grease on the other half of it. But yeah, I'll put it back in. I had an issue with those rail carriages and wasn't careful enough removing them. What happened? You lose some balls? I'm not gonna get all the grease out right now. Let's see if I can just use my Allen key to push out the little bit of grease that's kind of back here. Grease, 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 all the grease. I'm sure if I look back at my last handful of builds, there's still grease packed in some of it, but all right, one last little twist of the paper towel. Oh, wow. For the tap rail, got it. Yeah, I'll do the same thing as this on the tap rail as well. It hasn't been a huge issue in a lot of them. I think I've only lost the balls once from doing this, or not from doing this, but from taking them off. But I have had a few times where it's just been a pain in the butt getting them back on, so I tend to not. If I'm doing a build with Steve, I'll do it because Steve's always going to remove it. But yeah, for a lot of the other builds I've done, I just haven't, and it's Seems like it's worked out all right. Okay, so rail's done. Now we need to actually install it onto the carriage. So it looks like, so this looks correct. This looks like it's gonna go like, nope. Is this not gonna fit on? Interesting. Oh, you know what? I think it's just because, let's see. There we go. Now it is gonna fit. It's a tight, there we go. It's a tight slide to get it on. I probably shouldn't have done that actually, because I don't think my, I don't think that my nuts are lined. So let me see really quick here. This one looks fine. This one is definitely not fine. I'm gonna try to align what I can, and then I'll probably have to pop it off one time to get the last couple that aren't aligned. That one's going the wrong way. That one looks fine now. Get in there. Okay, that one looks fine now. Wait, there must be two, wait, every other. I think there's only 6, so let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, got it. So there's gonna be a gap. I would have probably preferred to have done that one, that one, that one. So that one. I'm gonna change this up a little bit. All right, let me take this off. Come here. There we go. I think I'm gonna add one more. Oh, it froze. There we go. It froze. There's one extra T-nut, so I'm just gonna use this. So let's see. That one's there. This one's approximately here. This one's approximately here. So we're gonna double down on the center ones. So okay, let's see if that works. Okay, so that's a line, that's a line, that's a line. These two that I just did need a little bit of a shift, it looks like. Come on, there we go. That one's good. Okay, everything looks aligned, roughly. So we need now M38 socket heads. M38 socket heads. That does not look like 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, there's exactly enough. So this must be all of the, this is all of the M38 socket heads for the whole build. Hey, Balance, what have we done? This is basically what we've done so far. We got the idlers on the x-axis, and now we're installing the rail, so yeah, we missed a whole lot. I mean, you missed... Oh man, it's lagging again, dude. Sorry everyone if it's buffering for you. I don't know. Someone please, 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 towards the end of the stream, just remind me, like, as the last thing when you say goodbye, restart computer. So that way I do that. I'm just curious if that does anything at all. If there's maybe some background task that's eating up my memory, or if it's completely unrelated. Does anybody know if the Revo heater core and nozzle from LDO kits are high flow or normal? I would assume it's normal, especially on a V0, but that's totally a guess. I don't know that for certain. I just have a hard time believing they put a high flow in the V0 kit by default, but who knows? They very well could. But it's, yeah, tag in Discord would work as well. Yeah, if you just want to drop a tag there right now, that way if nobody reminds me at the end of the stream, I'll see the tag after the stream's over. Just something, because I was supposed to do that last week to this week, and clearly I didn't. Okay, so let's try to center this. It's definitely not centered. Grab a big driver and see if I can scoot the rail a little bit. Oh, that was probably too much. It sure was. Is that center? Let's see. On this side, it's like up to the plastic. On this side, it's right beyond it. Let's do a little nudge. Okay, that looks pretty close. That looks pretty close. Okay, so let's go ahead and tighten this down. We'll work from, take these little stops out, even though we don't need to, but I will. I'll take these stops out because knowing me, I will forget to remove them. It's a small fast printer, so why not? Yeah, I just think that if it's a V0, like your accelerations are probably going to be your limiting factor more so than flow. Okay, so let's do this. Wait, we printed out these parts for a reason, did we not? Here. They're not super tight because I printed them in PETG, so I'm not exactly sure how great they're gonna do at keeping things straight. Oh, better than nothing, I suppose. Any updates on the gopher? No. So I don't remember where we left off last week, but I did set some traps. Not all the traps. I had a bunch of extra traps show up, but I set 2 traps and I went out. I checked on them like every hour, which might have been where we left off. So he did come back. He came back and ate the second watermelon plant, unfortunately. So the one bed that he got into, like, he's pretty much destroyed everything that was in there minus some flowers. So we'll see if he comes back for those, he or she. Don't want to assume. But yeah, so the traps I set, I basically use this little metal probe thing to try to figure out which direction the tunnels run into. And then I dug to open up the tunnels, put traps in the entrance of the tunnels. And the next morning, one of the tunnels had collapsed on its own, it seems like, and the other one, I think the gopher just shoved a bunch of dirt into the trap and triggered it. From what I saw, so like, the gopher obviously has its exit point, right? But from most of what I was seeing, to have the best success, you don't want to place a trap right where its like exit hole is. You basically want to probe like in that hole to figure out which direction it goes in, like which direction it goes into, and then go like, I think it was like 8 inches to a foot away from that opening, and then sort of like press down. So I have these like, this is a trap that I broke. But so yeah, you basically have this guy, right? This is like just a metal probe for probing around trying to find the direction. Once you find the direction, oh, I got dirt all over me. You like use this, almost looks like a cone of a rocket, to like go down and sort of widen the hole so you can put a trap in. But the issue is that our soil, the soil in the garden bed is so loose because of what it is. Like it's all, you know, compost garden soil that it doesn't really, it just wants to fall. And then the soil that we have in the other area they've dug in is like just sand basically. So when I go to try to widen the hole, it just collapses. So yeah, so far it's gopher 1, me 0. I need to address it. The blackberry bush is so big that I don't think the gopher can destroy it. I don't want to like challenge the gopher, but it is like 7 foot tall, and I know that blackberry and raspberry roots are pretty aggressive or prolific in the way that they grow. So, and I also read that from other people, which who knows how big their data points are, that ooh, thank you. That typically, come on, buddy. Typically gophers seem to leave raspberry and blackberry bushes alone. I don't know why, like if there's something about the roots they don't like or what the deal is. So I'm hoping he doesn't destroy the blackberry bed, but I still need to figure out what's going on. Let's see. Thank you, Hesios. Thank you very much. I will. Is this regular or strawberry? Nice. Now I've seen your back. Need to be more pointy. Need to be more pointy. Yeah, maybe. I'm definitely not a gopher trapping expert. This is the first for me. I feel like I've got the mice figured out. Like mice haven't really been coming back, but gophers are it's a new foe for me. I have drivers, like I have drivers. So many drivers around me. I'm just surrounded by drivers. But some of these drivers are so old that the set screw is kind of stripped on them and they just don't tighten that well. And I also don't have all the sizes. I seem to be missing, so 2.5, 1.5, 3, 4, 1.5. I think I'm missing a 2. I don't have a 2mm driver here, which is why I haven't used an Allen key. I have 2mm drivers. I just don't know where they are at this point. Need a rat terrier? Yeah. Yeah, monkey's crazy. He doesn't do anything when it comes to... Hey, y'all done? Come on. You got people waiting, bud. Oh, hold on. He found a weed. He's gotta pee on the weed. Come here. You want to say hi? You've never really said hi, I don't think. And he's not super social. Let him back in the house. He's also kind of old at this point. I want to say he's like 11 years old, so his hearing's not as good. Spends a lot of his days just snoring and sleeping. Get some gripped edge Allen drivers. What are those? Hey, PC. Get a sip of this drink. All right, so for anyone that's joining in and is wondering why there's a poll up, after we're done with this build, it seems like we are going to be building a very large RC car. This is it. I saw Jason post this maybe a month ago and I thought it looked cool, but didn't see how I was going to be able to build one or how it would fit in. But we have a bit of a gap between this build and probably the next one. And so Jason is the one that actually brought it up and said, hey, like, is this something that you think you'd be interested in? And I basically said, yes, it is something I'm interested in, but out of respect to everyone that's hanging out every Wednesday with me, I don't want to just build something that everyone's like, yeah, I don't care about this, man. Like, I'm here for printers. So that's what the poll's for. I just wanted to get a feel of, you know, how many people would be interested in taking a break from printer building and just building this monster RC truck, which is like, I think what did we say? Almost 600 pieces and 1,000 pages in the manual. And it's like a meter long. Is that what someone said? It looks really big. So if you want to vote, you can do so. It seems right now that, I mean, we're almost at 90% yes. So, hey Ranch, we just have to deal with chipmunks. They like sunflower seeds in buckets. I feel like chipmunks would be fun almost though. But I assume that they're probably attacking the garden as well, right? So, yeah, Mog, yeah. The six-wheeler, yeah. With most streams, I find it most important that the one building it jives with the build. If you have fun, we have fun. Yeah, I tend to, I mean, we talk like, these streams are so casual, like so casual. And they kind of always have been. There's definitely times where I'll try to focus a bit more, but like, it's supposed to be casual. Like, if people want to come in here and ask questions, get my opinion on things, like, I am here for that. It's like, hey, I'm accessible. Messages and comments and stuff like that are hard for me to always get to. So if someone has a general question, like, come on, hang out. Otherwise, like, just doing things. So I mean, I love building and modifying and tinkering with printers. It's still a ton of fun to me. Every build has its nuances and sort of unique things that I learn. But I've built a lot of printers at this point. I don't know how many, but it's a lot. Like, we're talking 11 years worth of printers. So it is fun using the printers for projects. And I have always been more of a functional print type of person. Like, if it was just me, I would print some nerdy stuff too. But like, functional printing is my jam. But ever since having, you know, kids now, especially Jack, who's 3, and like has all sorts of interests and thinks everything I'm doing is awesome and that's so cool, and like building stuff like this to me is also really rewarding because he just loves it, and it, like that element, that excitement gets me really excited too. So as long as, again, as long as everyone in here is not like, this is not what we want, like we're bored, then I have no problem doing it and I would enjoy it. It's just, a lot of you guys have been hanging out here for months and years, and so with this being such a left field build, I want to make sure there's some crossover interests before I'm just like, I'm doing this thing and sorry you guys all don't like it, So I'm also sure we can learn a ton from that build. I bet you there's going to be cool like printing design elements that we'll learn from this build. Why they design things a certain way to make them printable, or how they attach, or things we don't like. Like, there's always something to learn. Chipmunks eat beans and oh no. But oh, got it. Buckets are a way to trap them. I did see a video the other day of somebody that just used a 5-gallon Home Depot bucket with like some sort of bait thing up top, and it was like a rotating lid. So I don't know if it was mice or rats or what, but they'd like go up for the treat and then they would step on the rotating thing and fall into the bucket, and they caught a lot of them that way. So, I've been building a 3D Sets Buggy Bugster hybrid build for a while. It's fun. Yeah, I've watched Steve, and I've been really close to maybe building one of like what things Steve has done. Hobby Grade RC is my other hobby. There you go. That's awesome. The Mog looks like a fantastic build and probably more complicated than a printer. Yeah, I'm sure. Add a camera to the build and use UI. Oh, I think that's supposed to be AI. Functional prints, fun prints, family happiness, all hit my interest points. Can't wait to see it. Cool. All right, well, I'm happy. Like, again, I'll leave the poll up, but we'd have to get a big crowd of naysayers for us to probably not do that. So just once I talk to Jason and either get the model or purchase the model, however that's going to work out, and start printing it, like there's no going back because it's a lot of printed parts. I'll probably need to source filament. I'll very likely end up doing a figuring out what polymaker filament I want to do and ordering a bunch of it. So, okay. Also on that note, can someone pin me in chat or in Discord when it comes to restarting the computer? Also, if it just says update Polymaker links, it's internal, but like Polymaker switched their affiliate program and I have not updated a single link. So all of my links probably still work, but I have 0 affiliate links anymore. Like anything that was existing or gets posted from like the chatbot are not links. So if someone could just poke me on that, I'd really appreciate it. I'm horrible at affiliate stuff, and I've been telling myself for a while I need to update them, so I just need to do that. So if anyone wants to ping me, I would appreciate it with the restart link. At least some of the main ones, like the chatbot one and the stream default one, I should update those. Okay, anyways, let's continue. So we got this. Oh, nice, we're installing it now. Sweet, okay, let me grab the top tower piece. Thank you, Hasios. I appreciate it, man. I make like to-do lists of all sorts of stuff, but when you have like multiple to-do lists, the to-do list becomes less helpful when you have to check which to-do list it's in. You should see if he will do a discount group buy so viewers that want to build along with you can. You mean for the like LDO kit? I have no problem mentioning it. I don't know like what margins are like, and might be told sorry we can't do anything, but if that's something that there's interested in, if there is interest in, I can ask. I mean, I don't know if it would be, $5 off or $10 off or what, but I don't at least have any issues with asking. That's totally fine. Okay, so it looks like let me zoom out a little bit more. A build along of Mog sounds insane. Like, like it sounds fun, but absolutely wild just due to the scale of it. Okay. So it looks like this guy's basically going on like this. And then we are going to flip the entire thing around like this. And install it like that. Okay. That seems, is that gonna work? I don't know if that's gonna work. Am I doing something wrong here? Because this needs to be able to ride up and down. There might be clearance. There's maybe clearance. Okay, let's just go ahead and like, here, let me move this down a little bit. Yeah, exactly. Like, I just got so many, like, there's lists for, like, life lists, then Aaron has a honeydew list, even though the honeydew list exists on the, we have, like, a big chalkboard thing, and, I've not been doing a good job of the honeydew list, unfortunately. I tend to see it late at night when I'm having, like, my midnight bowl of cereal, and then realize, like, oh, yeah, there's another list there. And then there's, like, you know, day job list of things to get. Yeah, there's a lot of lists, man. I like having lists. Like, they keep me actually getting stuff done because I'm not. There's only so much. Sorry, 1 second here. Let me find this. M516. I think it's in this guy. Must be these guys, yeah. Only so much I can store in my head before I start, you know, forgetting what I'm supposed to do, and that happens often. And I noticed that, like, if I don't have a list, I'll spend part of my day thinking about, like, what am I supposed to do today? But it's a lot easier when it's like, oh, there's the list. Like, just reference the list. Start going through it. Do what I do. Do what I do and set up to-do lists on your phone calendar. Yeah, I probably should. Right now, most of my to-do lists are... Hold on. Right now, most of my to-do lists are in the Todoist app. We use Google Calendar for work. I do have stuff there, but in my personal life, I don't really use my calendar, which is probably something I should consider. Okay. So I'm just doing these loose right now. Just getting them started. So I wonder if this is probably the best place to tighten it. Although... yeah, that seems like that might work. We'll just slide it all the way up to the top. So that way it's kind of butted up against that. And we'll tighten them down. I think I'll hold it right at the center. I'm not sure if this is the best way to do this, but it makes sense to me, kind of bracing it against this hopefully square extrusion. How did the SPO8 end up working out for you? It's been fine. I haven't had any issues with it. I still have it. I'm probably gonna end up getting rid of it here at some point. Just I need to clear space again. Upstairs has gotten wild. It's a total booby trap zone. But yeah, the main unit itself was fine. The biggest complaint I had was like inconsistent first layers, if I remember correctly. And then I don't love the upgrades. The screen, it's just kind of to me, the way it uses the HDMI port on the side. It's not very clean. It works fine, it's functional, but it's just not very clean. And then the enclosure for it, if I'm remembering correctly, your tool head hits the top of it, the glass. So like you don't get access to the full build volume in Z anymore, which I don't remember that being stated on the product page, which I didn't love. For me, it's not really an issue. I don't ever print things that are max height, but for those that do, it's definitely something that they should be aware of because it might determine whether it even makes sense for them to do the enclosure kit. But yeah, the core machine itself, like, I mean, for what it is, like, it don't really have any real big complaints about it. Yeah, that seems fine. Cool. Yeah, I think that's good. I think that solves that. Let's see what is next. Tired of constant spam? Yes. I might need to swap. I might change from Brave browser. I've used it for a lot of years, but it's just a spammy mess. All right, so it looks like we're gonna attach the top to the bottom. Tilt the frame 90 degrees to access holes for the counterbores. At the bottom, lay the frame flat on its side to access them. This also helps in mounting the uprights flush to the base. Okay, so M545s. It only shows a single screw going in. That doesn't seem... Oh, yeah, there is only a single screw because it's 2020s. I'm like, that doesn't seem right. But yeah, no, it is only a single screw. Okay. So let's go ahead and... I'm just going to change the camera for a second here so I can move this guy. That's going to fall. Here, do this. I don't know if you're watching, hon, but the matcha is delicious. Thank you. Okay, I don't have anywhere. I'm just gonna... Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put this over the shoulder like this while I grab the... Okay, that's not gonna work either. Hold on. I don't have any surface area that can hold this right now. All right, let's try this. This guy's kind of heavy. It's a little bit awkward. Ta-da! And then this is going like this. Okay, so we want to lay it on its side, it says. So let's start by getting these big screws. M545 socket heads, these guys. Okay, so I'm gonna change camera angle. We are gonna go way away from the table. So I can bring you guys down, bring you guys back up. And that's as far out as it zooms, so hopefully that will let you guys see what's going on here. Oh man, I gotta show you guys it. Okay, so we went to the fish store last Friday and I got a school of, it's supposed to be 10, but they gave me 11. They're rummy nose tetras, and the reason why I wanted them was because they're supposed to be one of the best like actual schooling fish. For freshwater, a lot of the other fish that they say are like school fish, they don't actually school. They just do their own thing. But you want to get a lot of them because they feel more comfortable. These guys actually school, and they are fun. They swim back and forth all day long together in like a pretty tight group, and they will follow my finger around the tank, which is awesome. So I gotta show you guys. I gotta show you guys a video because I was cracking up. Okay, so let's get this started. Let me see, where's my big driver? Here we go. If I need to make space, you'd be happy to take my little V0. Yeah, the unfortunate thing is the V0s aren't what's taking up a lot of space. I think in the space that the SV08 is, I can probably fit like 6 V0s, probably. I've held on to even though the V0s don't get used nearly as much, like I have held on to them because I love them. They were my gateway printer into Voron and Clipper, and so like they've got it's like sentimental value to me. Okay, so let's just go ahead and get this a little bit closer and do the same with the top one. Okay, I'm just gonna tighten this and hope that it's aligned. I mean, it's on a quartz slab on the underside. Feels like it's pretty aligned on the top here. My driver is spinning, so I'm gonna have to use the Allen key to tighten these up a little bit. Let's see, I think this is the driver. No, that's too small, so it must be the yellow driver. That's my, oh, your Endor, yeah. We all have printers like that. I don't typically get too attached to my printers. Like I kept my DaVinci 1.0 for a long time and my Fulgurtech 2020, those were my first 2 printers ever. Really, like the Fulgurtech 2020 nearly killed me. That's the one where I accidentally crossed my AC wires and created a bit of a firework. But I learned so much with that printer about 3D printing and firmware, and same with the DaVinci, because I had to completely gut the thing and like install a ramps board. I had to learn about Marlin, and like I just learned so much that it was hard for me to get rid of them. But after moving a few times and like them just taking up so much space, and like we've lived in places where we didn't have a lot of space. We have a lot of space here, and I'm still running out of space. But like we were in our first 1-bedroom apartment was really small, and then our 700 square foot condo was also pretty dang small that we were in. So like I just can't. It's just not space to keep everything, you know. So I try to hold on to things. Where are we hitting? Okay, we're hitting this. Cool. Yeah, that seems pretty good to me. Honestly, I would love a V0. Some prints on my 2.4 just look stupid. Yeah. They're great printers. They really are. All right, let me show you this quick fish video. This will be my only fish topic of the day, I promise. I was just so excited because I've never seen fish do this. Oh, okay, actually I lied. Two things. So the first one is we have a snail, right? It's a mystery snail, is the type of snail. And Aaron saw this, and so I ran over and took a photo. So it is one of our shrimp riding on the back of the mystery snail going vertically, and I thought it was hilarious. I was like, that is just awesome. And then the video is, let's see, the video. I think it's this guy. No, it's not that one. Oh, where is it? Come on. No, I might not have it. I'm not gonna make you guys wait too long. Oh. Okay, hold on. Here we go. Wait. Hold on. Wait for it. They're awesome, man. They're definitely the most interactive freshwater fish I've ever had. Like, I was like, no way, man. So, yeah, they're a lot of fun, those guys. They school really tightly, and they just, yeah, awesome. Joyriding strip. Yeah, they were going slow, man. Yeah, yeah, we call it, the snail's name is Benny, and he's fast. I don't know. For a snail, it's kind of funny because when we got him, I've never had snails in the tank. Like, we have a bunch of snails now because they were hitchhikers on plants, and so I'll have to deal with that. But I've never like purchased a snail to have in the tank, and I was like, yeah, let's do it. And he has been one of the most entertaining, things in the tank. Like we play basically like Where's Waldo. Like, I'll ask Jack, hey, do you see Benny? And like he'll look around the tank, like trying to figure out where he's at right now. And like he's just so much fun. So yeah, he's a very cool snail, very cool guy. So, all right, let's continue. So this is on, and now we are going to be, I'll probably move the printer for this because I think we need to build both of these motors. Yeah, we'll build both of them at the same time. So that way we've got both assemblies. All right, let me get this out of the way. Also, in 10 minutes, someone please remind me to open up the giveaway. This is really coming together, man. Now the top is actually attached. I think we've got basically, we got to get these motors on, obviously, and then belt the core, the XZ motion of it. And then after that, it's pretty much toolhead and electronics, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, so motors. Motor 1, motor 2, change camera. Oops. Okay. Do I have autofocus? No, autofocus is off. This looks fine, right? Yeah, we're in focus. I had a red-eared slider. Oh, nice. For years when I was a kid, he loved when the plants came with snails. He could hear them. Oh, man. Yeah, so we got, I think our first shipment of plants, or not shipment, because I bought them from the local store, but like our first set came with bladder snails, which the name is, I don't love the name, man. Bladder snails just sound slightly terrifying to me, but, and then the second one we got some floating plants, came with ram's horn snails. And the main thing with them is like the big snail that you guys just saw, like you need a male and a female to reproduce. The rest of the snails, one snail, if I'm not mistaken, can produce like more snails. And so if you overfeed, then they will just reproduce like crazy and can kind of take over. But outside of that, they're really great at managing waste or algae and stuff like that. So I sort of invited them into my tank. The first time I didn't, the first batch I didn't, but the second one, the ram's horns were bigger, and I saw like 8 of them, and I said, forget it, let's do it, they're coming in. So we'll see, I'll report back. Radiator sliders are cool. My second job ever, I've mentioned it quite a few times though, was at PetSmart. And that was, I think the only, maybe, I don't know if we got a Russian tortoise, but it was pretty much the only turtle I remember was the red-eared slider, and just really cool. Okay, so we've got these 4 pieces, and we also need, I think they're accent pieces. Yeah, they are. They're these little guys in here. Okay. All right, so we need M340 socket heads. M340 socket heads. They look like they should be up here. Nope, those are not socket heads. M340s right here. Those look like 40mm screws. Those, what is it? Okay, yeah, these are the 40s. Hey, what's up, Nice? I'm late. Again, too much work for the moment. No worries, man. You gotta have your...
Smash the thumbs up, everyone.
Aw, thanks, Nice. Yeah, I don't think I've said that once. If you have not hit the like button, please do. Also, Nice, since you're just joining in, the poll is that after this build, we are probably going to be building one of these monsters, which apparently is like... It's 582 pieces. The manual's 1,000 pages, and it's like 1 meter long. It seems like most people are totally on board with me building it, but that's what the poll's for. I'll probably close that in just a moment here. But yeah, thank you for joining in, and I think that's the only new thing I've got. I'm planning on upgrading my V0 with a bunch of CNC parts for the motion system. Would you recommend tearing the whole printer apart and starting the build again, or just try to swap it out? It just depends. Some of the stuff in the V0 you can, like, if you take the panels off, you can sort of access, but some of the stuff is a nightmare. Like I forgot to install something on my first V0, and I tried to, instead of disassembling it to get back to that point, tried just adding it, and that's what caused me to damage one of my rails, or maybe 2 of my rails actually. So it just depends. Like, I assume the main things are going to be probably like the CoreXZ motion system, so like maybe the motor mounts and tension arms and the idlers in the front. So you might be able to just take off panels, take off tool head, I would think, and then maybe just attack that versus going back. I don't know that you need to go down to like, I have nothing, but you probably should, instead of like doing one piece at a time, if you can somehow get the... Yeah, I would think, I mean, again, I don't know exactly what this kit you're doing entails exactly, but I would think, let's take this guy right here, that if you are able to remove everything from here up, so like the bottom cube, I would think you're probably fine to keep on, but all the stuff I'm seeing is largely attached, you know, to the upper, like between these 2 extrusions. I would think if you tore off that area, that would probably be enough, but that's just going to depend. Like, if maybe your kit or what you're looking at comes with some CNC parts that are more just cosmetic or aesthetic stuff than functional, and if that's the case, you might need to tear it all the way. But if not, I would think you can get away with just a partial teardown. Only the printed parts are 500 the kit from LDOs. That's true. That's true. I probably will watch, maybe not tonight. I'm trying to wrap up video for Saturday, which is going to be the canvas upgrade for the Centauri Carbon 1, which I know Lisa asked me about like a month or so ago. I had some issues with that, largely self-inflicted, I feel, but I'm finally getting the video out on that. So, sorry, I'm trying to find the manual. Where? Here we go. All right, so we're going to take these here and start threading these guys in. Oh, geez, or not. What's going on here? I don't know. Oh, wow, that is cross-threading. Holy cow, hold on. I've had really bad luck lately with, yeah, that's cross-threading. What is going on here? Let me try to go in from the other direction and see if I can get the threads working. The kit basically comes with mainly motion system parts, bed parts, and legs for the skirts. Okay. Yeah, the bed. So I would take off the whole top section, and then you could probably attack the bed, but The bed's a little bit tricky because the bed's what I was trying to remove when I screwed up the rails for the bed many years ago. So I don't know. I still don't think you need to tear it down to nothing, but you're probably going to be better off not trying, like, taking off a full assembly portion of it versus just trying to take piece by piece as you do it. I guess that's what those are the words that I'm trying to say. Okay, basically, yeah, I read that. Okay, so I did go through that way without any issues. So why are we not going through this way without any issues? Now we are. Okay, cool. Now we are. Okay, so we'll take that and let's do the same thing with the other one. We'll do the same thing, just start it from this side to make sure that the threads are good. That looks fine. Did I miss a full conversation about banana slugs? The only time I remember ever seeing those was my family used to go camping up in Northern California almost every year for a week, and only one year specifically, I remember seeing quite a few of them down by the river. Wait, this is the right way, right? Yeah, this is good. Okay. Okay, so these guys are in. Sweet. And now we are going to adjust. So we want teeth down, and we will start tightening up these guys. Nope. Okay. So that's partially tightened, and then we'll take this guy, and this is for our X. So for our X, we want it to go like this. I'm just gonna try to kind of eyeball center it. It seems about right. Okay, let's see if that works still. Yeah, that seems about right. I mean, we could always adjust it probably later, but it seems close enough for me. I gotta go in a minute to join a work meeting. Oh gosh, that sucks. Well, I hope the meeting's quick so you can rest, man. Thanks for dropping by, John. Hope you feel better. All right. Why are we not gripping? There we go. Okay. Pulley is on. Hopefully that's tight enough. Oh, we're lagging. We're lagging. Okay, and it does show us that for orientation, we want wires coming out on this side. And then, how do those don't match up. Those do match up, so it must be, these are the pairs, I would think. Are these parts the same? They appear to be mirrored. Wait a minute. No. No. Okay, so one of these pieces has like an opening on one side and the other piece does not. So we need to match them up differently. So you go with you go with you. And then we want the open one on the bottom. So we are going like this, I think. Yep, that seems correct. And then we need this guy to go in like this. Does it matter? Hold on, I'm trying. I've got it at a different angle than the CAD or the instructions. That's throwing me off a little bit. So that seems right. Yeah. And then this guy is going on top of that to sort of sandwich that in place, like so. And then we need M330s, which are right here. Okay, can you stay there without falling? You sure can. Tell me when we are waiting. Tell them we are all waiting. They need to make it quick. Yeah, that sucks having. I mean, I guess certain meetings probably can't be rescheduled, but meetings while sick does not sound fun. Okay. Also, as soon as I get this last screw in on this one, we'll get the giveaway open. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Hasios. All right. Let's tighten this down. Okay. And okay. All right. That one's in. This thing's still sliding. Sweet. Okay. Going to get the giveaway open, so give me one moment. Also, one more time, if you have not hit the like button, please do right now. Okay, I ended the poll. We're building Mog. Wait, what just happened? Yeah, 88 people. That's a lot. I need to take care of my financial balance today. Still 2 to 3 hours to work. Oh my gosh. Do you have a vacation plan nice? Like, since it's summertime in the next, I don't know, little while here? Okay, giveaway is officially open. Wait, did I pin it? Is it? I can't tell if it's pinned. Yeah, it is pinned. Pinned in chat. So we will let this go for, I don't know, 30 minutes. And then we'll do our drawing. All right, so now we are doing this motor, or this one, and this one, the teeth should be facing upwards. And we will get this tightened a little bit. Huh, that didn't work. Okay, let me loosen it a little bit. There we go. I hope a week in July. Nice, okay. Do you know where you'd go or what you do, or not yet? You're still trying to figure out whether you can even make it happen. Okay, so for Z, we are using the longer side, it looks like. And we're going from here up to right about there. Looks about right. We're gonna sort of wing it a little bit. Okay, let's see if that's still good. We'll call it close enough, man. If the belt's it's a little bit hard to tell because the printed piece isn't exactly precise, but we'll call that good enough. If I start seeing any belt rubbing, then I'll know that I need to slightly adjust this. An HVAC summer vacation is difficult. That makes a lot of sense. I've been hearing more commercials on the radio leading up to summer, and now that it is summertime, than ever for HVAC. I guess winter too, though, right? Like wintertime, we do hear it as well. But yeah, I've been hearing a lot of HVAC commercials and seeing a lot of HVAC vehicles as we're driving around. Okay, the second motor is done, or in place at least. And on this one, we are turning it so our wires are coming out this way. And we want the open one on the bottom. So it's going like this. And I'm going to turn it really quick this way because they changed the angle up on you kind of midway through this, which is a little odd. Oops. Okay, that seems correct, I think. Yep. Okay, so now we can turn this back like that. Oh, no! Hold on. Let me try that again. You go like that. Hold yourself in place. Okay. Then you go like that. Okay, let me get my screws. So your best times for vacation are like spring and fall, then, in between the seasons. Okay, this goes there. This goes there. So we are building the MOG. I gotta start planning this out then. I'll message Jason later and say the people have spoken. The people have spoken! Let there be MOG. I'm sure Aaron's gonna be Aaron's gonna be a little taken back by this monster truck, but I could, if I have to, I can stash it upstairs once it's all done. In the studio playroom. I mean, like, it's not really a playroom, it's just a studio, but with the truck and like all the card stuff up there. All right, we got both of our X and Z motor assemblies done. Now it's time to install. Sweet. All right, let me get a sip of my drink. Let me go grab the rest of the printer. I say every day is a Saturday retirement thing. All right, let me grab this printer. It wants us to start on this side, so I'm going to turn this so that way I can bring you guys somewhere here. Like that. Looks like it's pretty in focus. Yeah, that should work. All right, so we want the Z. Wait. That's the Z, that's right. So I skipped over. So let me make sure I'm doing this correct. So the Z motor mount is the one that we just did, and that's with the teeth facing upward. Okay, so this guy is going. Let me get the screws we need. So we need M516s. M516s. Yeah. Okay. So this needs to get lifted a bit because this is going to crash into it. It does crash into it, which won't happen once we've got our tool head or the keyback thing on. It says push the motor mount as far up as the slots in the parts allow you before fastening the bolts. You may need to turn M340 counterclockwise to fully bottom out the slot. Got it. Okay, so today's good for a diet. Wait, I didn't have to eat something today. That sounds horrible. Nice. That does not sound good. Good for a diet maybe, but okay. So it wants us to get these installed like this. I assume that this is supposed to, yeah, it's got to be butted up against the extrusion, so I'm going to shift them over just a hair. And it wants them lifted as high as possible. So we are going to go like this. Okay. Are they still loose? Yeah. Now we're going to lift off. Okay, I think that's as high as this can possibly go. I think we're gonna have to adjust these as well, but maybe I'm wrong. We'll tighten them down for now. It does say tighten them. Oh, my thumb. Oh, I finally got a appointment for the. I talked about this because remember, for anyone that's here, I went to the ER, gosh, probably a month and a half ago for some crazy stomach pain, and I was supposed to get an endoscopy. I don't know how you say it, man. And I just never heard back But I finally got a hold of the doctor, and they got me in for August 17th was the soonest that they had. So another, what is that? Almost a little over 2 months is when my day of I will be fasting the day before that day. I think they said I can only have water or clear liquids for a day or something like that leading up to it. So that'll be fun. I will. Oh yeah. So I think that they told me that there's like different levels to anesthesia. Wait, is that right? Anesthesia. Why does that not sound right? Yeah, local anesthesia. Yeah. So there's different levels to it, and I will be asleep. Yeah. So they said that I will be asleep, but I won't be like asleep. Like I don't know. They said that there's like one thing that they do where it's for like I think more like big operations, and for this one, like they said, you'll have no memory of it, and like you will. So I think I will be asleep, but I don't know, man. I'm not. This is all new stuff to me. I had a consult like a month and a half ago, and so I don't remember all the details. But I think I will be asleep. I just don't know like what type of anesthesia or how. Yeah. But yeah, I'm not gonna opt for like if they're like, hey, do you want this? I'm gonna say yes. Like my goal is to make it as comfortable as possible. So yeah, I've pretty much heard that I mean, most of the people I've talked to about it over the years have said that the worst part is generally the prep, and that the procedure itself really isn't, or I don't know. Yeah, I think they call it a procedure. Isn't all that bad. So I'm not excited either way, but I also would love. I just want to make sure that there's nothing. I've had issues in my gut for like 10 years, and with how extreme the pain was, I just want to make sure there's not something that I should be aware of that is something that they could detect now and I can work with versus just dealing with it, So I just feel like I've put it off long enough, and the hospital visit the other month, whenever it was now, was enough for me to say, okay, it's finally time to do something. Plus, also, if I'm being fully transparent, like the hospital visit costs so much out of pocket. It was like a couple $1,000s. So we've hit I've hit my personal max deductible. So insurance is actually going to start paying for the rest of the stuff. So I'm like, cool, now let's do all the things I've been putting off, because, insurance won't cover all of it. I think our copay, I think it's like, they'll cover 70%. But like, it's the time is now, basically, now that they're going to cover some. So that's kind of why I'm also less reluctant to hold off, because we've already spent the money. Might as well use the insurance. Hey, what's up, down under? I feel like I haven't seen you in a little bit. Don't do it on local, get a general. Yeah, it's not, I don't think it's local. Yeah. I'm like 99% sure it's not local. They certainly didn't make it sound like it was local. I think it's an IV that they're gonna be giving me. I'm almost positive. All my stomach issues when I stopped eating pizza all the time. Oh man. Yeah, I think that's what it is, Rod. It sounded like they said I would have no recollection of anything, but I do think that there was something. They didn't want me to be in such a deep state of sleep. Like I said, she explained it to me, man, but like it's been a month and a half ago, and so I just was like, okay, yeah, you're the professional. I'm gonna take your word for it. I don't know anything about this stuff. Thankfully living in Canada. Yeah, definitely nice for insurance. I've had 3. You get put to sleep for about 15 minutes while they do it. My doc said for those they have to sedate you to minimize damage if you're awake. Got it. Yeah, I imagine. Yeah, there's no way I'll be like fully awake. It'll be whatever Rod just said sounds like what I remember hearing. I had a colonoscopy and endoscopy a little over a month ago for same reason. 10+ years of gut issues. And I've talked to like 2 or 3 people since I've said that I'm doing this, and they've said too, like, it's the best sleep I've ever gotten. I'm like, I am looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to getting some good sleep. Okay, so this is on. This is in place now. Also, giveaway link is open, everybody. We got about 15 minutes left on that. I already read that. Down under hospitals over here tried to do mine under local. Oh my gosh! And I told them to knock me. Don't do it. Yeah, I don't blame you. I would not want local. I'd be freaking out. Yeah. Is she? Wait, is she having? Is she's doing surgery though, right? Not an endoscopy. Is she having surgery related to her? It was her foot, right? That she completely was like damaged on the stairs months ago. All right, let's see. So we got those on. Oh my god, we're done with that. What's next? No way. Wait, are we not belting it? What point are we belting this thing? Wait, I'm gonna scroll through here because I just want to make sure that we're actually not belting it yet. There's belts on here. Okay. Interesting, so they do want us to build a little bit more. I'm not upset with that. Yeah, let's start getting this little bit of stuff together then. Let me move the printer out of the way. Oh. Okay. Regardless of whatever it is, I hope her surgery goes well down under. I hear something, but I can't see. Steve! Oh man, thanks, Steve. Oh jeez, hold on. Hold on. Steve with the 10 gifted memberships. Thank you, man. We also, Steve, we did decide, well, the people decided that we are building Mog. So, we'll see how it goes. I'm excited. I think it's going to be a challenge for sure, but in a fun, rewarding way. So I'm really looking forward to it. I think Jack also is going to be so stoked. Also, I meant to text you in the last 24 hours here to say that if your schedule isn't too crazy, next week we should try to hop on a call. Apparently he'll be able to ride it. Is that... people have been saying, like, it's a meter big, but as far as it actually being able to carry... Like, there's no way it can carry 20 plus pounds, right? I don't see how it's... I feel like that's mostly... I feel like that's got to be like... Everyone's joking, right? It can't carry that much. Nice! With the 5 gifted memberships. Thank you guys so much. I don't know. Did I sound effect for Steve? I don't know. We're dropping all the sound effects right now for everybody. Thank you both.
I love A40. It's awesome.
Oh man, I love A40. It's awesome. Thank you so much. It's Damien for the donation to 420. Thank you. Thank you. Jose was carrying around. Oh my god. I thought that was a joke. If that's the case, it's gonna be wild. It's gonna be wild. I am really excited. I don't know what to expect. The only RC stuff I've ever built is like the forklift and the truck from Bamboo Labs little kits, and that was fun. I had a blast doing that, but that just feels like not even in the same realm as, you know, what this is gonna be. So I don't have any idea what to expect. Are you gonna build one, Steve? I mean, I know you've built a lot of like I think the 3D sets kits over the years. Is this something you're gonna build too? Because it feels like it would be right up your alley. Okay, so we are I'm building the Impreza. Oh, sick. Okay, how many parts is the Impreza? But Source got it. Ever done any FPV? I have not. I've been interested in drones forever. I was like, one of the things I really wanted to do with 3D printing when I got into it was to build a drone. We talked about it, but I think it's Tech2C, right? It was like the old, I think he's Australian. I don't want to be offensive if he's not, but I think he was an Australian guy, and he did a bunch of awesome stuff. I mean, this was like, God, this had to have been probably 10 years ago. That was some of his stuff. Yeah, it really was like 10 years ago. Long story short, I have not done any FPV. I've been interested, and that was a big thing I wanted. There we go. The Pion 230 was one that I was looking at, I think, from him. But yeah, I'm definitely interested in it. I see the appeal. I think the FPV stuff would be super fun. Can do drones in the DC area? Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, Tech2C is like an OG. I don't know that he's still active in any way, shape, or form online, which makes me sad because I really used to enjoy his updates on whatever craziness he was working on. I just finished building a 110 RC drift car. I keep picking expensive hobbies. I can't wait to get LDO Monolith when they are back. Yeah, I don't know, it sounded to me like Jason was saying maybe in the next month-ish is what I've got. Yeah, I don't know for Mog, like if we'll have to build some on-stream and off-stream or how we'll do that. It's gonna be interesting. I'm gonna probably watch the videos that are linked, which I think, excuse me, oh gosh, I think they do like a speed run of the build process just to kind of get a general feel for it. So we'll see. Looks like about 242 files. Okay. Oh, so it's still pretty big. I think Mog is like double that, but that's still pretty dang big. How much is this machine not an Underwire? Yeah, I think we looked and it was 260. I think I saw the page pulled up. Yeah, so 267 is what this kit goes for. If you're in China, which I don't really think anybody here watching usually is, but 217 if you can do local pickup. But if you're shipping anywhere else to US, EU, or Southeast Asia countries. Oh, interesting. Other countries. So yeah, I guess Canada is 317. I don't know. I would look into if this is really everything that falls into this price point. I think they gave me a coupon code for like $5 off as well. Maybe it was 10. I don't know. It should be linked in the description. I don't have time for the Mog. I had to decline the build. Got it. Where can I find the files and info for this Mog? I can post. So here's the link to like LDO. Oops, did I zoom in? I sure did. Here's the file, or here's the LDO thing. It took me months to build a 3D sets tanker truck. Did you build it like consistently, or did you take a bunch of breaks, Zombie? The issue I'm gonna have with this is that I won't be able to probably start. It'll be challenging for me. Oops. I don't know what I just did. This is what I wanted to share. It'll be challenging for me to like switch between builds because of the scale of this thing, right? Once I get started on it. Did most of it on stream, the whole print as you go. Oh, you were printing as you go instead of doing them all up front? My plan is to print everything, but maybe that's not the best way to do it because the only concern I have is if I print everything, having 582 printed parts to like go through sounds kind of wild. I bought a whole second A1 just to complete it. That's wild. Yeah, that's crazy. Okay. Getting more nervous as everyone is talking about it. Printing everything in advance is a storage nightmare. The building is a lot faster than printing. Essentially, as the parts come off, you build with them. Got it. Okay, I will chew on it. I'll look at the thing that you sent over, Zombie, which was all the printed parts. That's wild. All right, about 4 more minutes on the giveaway. I would work out what parts you need to start the build, and then for each stream, the next block of parts. Yeah, the issue I have, well, I guess if I can just use the Core 1 for pretty much all the parts, then it wouldn't be an issue. But the issue I run into when I'm printing out parts is, like, all of my printers largely are upstairs, and I work upstairs, and I record audio upstairs. And so I always have to print around my ability to record audio, and it's a juggle between recording YouTube audio, but then I do a bunch of audio work for Lightburn as well. Like I do not all their videos, but a lot of their videos and a lot of voiceover work, and so I can't have any prints going. And so it's definitely challenging. So the Core 1 being in the garage might make that a lot easier, because then I won't have to worry about that. So we'll see. Did you say 100 build plates? I don't think I said, did I say 100 build plates? So this is we're gonna stop. Oh, I froze again. We're gonna stop building, can't appreciate AFS. We'll stop building the Siboor right now then, and we'll pick up next week on this so I can show you guys some of this stuff. So it's big GPs. Official website, wait, we're already at the official website. Assembly video. Where's part 2? Where is part 2? Part 2. Is this part 2? Yeah, this is part 2. Oh, you meant what size build plates? Got it. You need to clean up the background. Wait, what background? Oh, it's freezing again. Yeah, my internet or my computer or something is just not loving. So crazy, man. Freezing again on me. Hey, Siboor! They're like, what is this? This isn't our printer. We have made it to here. So we're stopping here for today. But next week is basically going to be belts and I think largely tool head building. If I'm not mistaken, once we get through Dragon Burner, it's just going to be electronics. So yeah, we're making pretty good progress. We are making pretty good progress. Find 2 identical printers and dedicate a month of printing to them in the garage. I think I have 2 A1 minis. Yeah, I think I have 2 A1 minis. I'm pretty sure there's one out here in the garage. That's like the translucent one that I got. There's a video of one running around LDO's warehouse with 2 printers. Where is that video? I would love to watch that video. Oh, the shelf behind you. Yeah, I have nowhere to put that stuff. Nice. I have nowhere to put that stuff. We were talking about doing a shed, but it's just proven to be proven to be complicated. The shed. But yeah, I'd love to clear out space. I'd love to clear out space behind me. You're freezing. Why? Yeah, I will restart. I will restart this after the stream. Network bandwidth is low and screen sharing may be unstable. All right. Let me see if I'm gonna change the camera for a second so I can find it. Also, last call on the giveaway. We're gonna do the giveaway drawing in just a sec here. Let me see if I can find this. Would it be under LDO's account? Printed log RC. No. Maybe if I search LDO Unimog. No. Build a mini garage for it. LDO, okay. If it's on LDO's, like, I don't know, just don't know if it's on LDO Motors or LDO Jason's Twitter. You can check Jason's under media. Oh, is this it? No, this is just a photo. The photo of it. I'm not seeing it. I found Steve. That's all right. If someone finds it, we can share it next week, but I'm not seeing it right now. I'll check on LDO Motors page really quick as well, but this doesn't look like it. No, it's fine. All right, I am going to... Anyone using MZE with Dragon? What is MZE a hot end? It sounds kind of familiar, but... Okay, remove. Oh god, my nose is itchy. All right, if you're filling out the giveaway form, then we got 1 more minute and then we'll do the drawing here. Let's see, we've got how many entries? 82 responses so far. So if you're gonna get in, if you're filling it out, this is your last call. Cool, I got 94 people hanging out. Thank you guys, everyone, for being here. If you have not hit the like button, let's see. 69 likes might be a stretch, but if we can hit 69 likes, that'd be awesome. MZE Melt Zone Extruder. MZE. Interesting. I have not heard of MZE Extruder. This guy? The MZE DLC? Wait. That just looks like... It just looks like an add-on to make the hot area warmer. Oh, so it is that. Yeah, it is that then. Basically gives more... Usually the Faded Stitcher 5 hotness comes with one. That's what I'm using then. That's what I'm using on... basically this guy, right? Let's see. It looks kind of like this. This is on my Micron. That's not... Hold on. One of these guys sort of threads in where the nozzle would go, and then gives... That's not focusing. And then gives you a bit more mass to heat up the filament. Yeah, I'm using it on the Micron. I don't know if I'm using it on any other printer, but I have not had any issues with it. Maybe a tiny bit of stringing, but it probably could be what you're describing, where I might need to just lower my temps a bit, because I have not adjusted temps. I have not adjusted temps. All right, let's do this giveaway. 83 people, nice. One more person got in. Where's Wheel of Names? Where did you go? I don't see it. Wheel of Names. Bam. Bam. I sent you the video on Discord. Oh, sick. I'll watch it right now. Also, Steve, I'm pretty sure I told you, but if not, I did get confirmation from PCBWay that they were on board with what we wanted to do. So we should be all systems go if we want to work towards that later in the year. I won't say any more at this point. Oh my god. All right, hold on. Let me... It's crazy. So yeah, Landon actually could sit on it then, because there's no way that those are... There's no way that those are like... Oh, no! I think Landon's like 23 pounds right now. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. I would love to hook up the camera to it. It would be fun to drive this thing around the house with a camera. That's super cool. Thank you for finding that, Steve. Now we just have to schedule it. Yeah, but at least we know, like, we have that. Maybe next week when we chat, we can sort of like put some loose dates together so that way we can work towards sourcing. Oops. Or actually, I don't know how much we need to source. Well, we'll talk about it next week. Yeah, that's crazy. All right, let's do this giveaway. So for anyone that has not been here for one of these, Polymaker is the awesome provider of these giveaways. They are global. If you're in the US, Canada, or some other countries now, and you win, you will get a $35 gift card. Everywhere else gets to pick a spool of filament off their website, also up to $35. I might be slightly off with that. It's changed a few times, but that's close to accurate. The winner will receive an email from me within 24 hours, probably be tonight, and that will have a link to a form as well as a unique code that you'll need to actually claim your prize. So be on the lookout for that. If you want to pick up some awesome filament, there are links in the description. They are not affiliate links as of right this second because Polymaker changed their affiliate program, so it will work to update that. But thank you to everyone that over the last couple of years has used those links because it certainly has helped. I snapped my camera lens earlier this year and it cost $600 to buy a new one and $400 to replace the one that I had. And the affiliate earnings that I had basically paid for the full repair of the $400, which was awesome. I tend to save them up until there's something that, like a rainy day, if you will. So I appreciate everyone because it does actually help. All right, let's do this. Let's do this giveaway, guys. How many times are we going to shuffle today? I kind of want to shuffle for as many garlic heads as I've got up here. Let me see. Hold on. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. I think we have 25 heads of garlic. We don't have to shuffle for my garlic, but I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. Also, for everyone that missed it, Steve, I know Steve definitely wasn't here, but I finally harvested the garlic for the first time. I planted these back in November. I've never grown garlic before. And they turned out awesome. The whole garage smells like a garlic factory or garlic facility. When you walk in here, it hits you just bam right in the face. But super pleased. So now they've got to dry for like 2 to 4 weeks. It's gonna be a huge mess up here of plant shavings and dirt, but then hopefully I'll have garlic that lasts me a long time. Let's see, we got 67 and 23 and 13. We'll do 23. Also, I realized the music stopped, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So I made pesto. Zombie. 3 mason jars worth of it. So yeah, I snapped off the scapes, and then it was a really simple recipe. I think if I remember correctly, it was diced up scapes, lemon juice, lots of olive oil, salt, pepper, and fresh grated Parmesan cheese. I think that was it. And we've used 1 jar of it so far with just bow tie pasta. It was delicious. And we're going to try the next round of it with similar thing, but it's really potent. So we're going to do double the pasta. And we're also going to add, like, I think a baked chicken breast into the mix, but really, really good. They're great grilled. Interesting. I don't have any left, but I'll have to try. There's one right here, escape, that I didn't catch. But next year, I'll probably grow garlic again. I will try grilling some of them. All right, here we go. Oh, can't see the wheel. Sorry. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1. No basil. So far my basil has not done well this year, Tuxedo. I planted a bunch from seed and only one... Penguin. I thought it was going to be Stewart. That is the closest to the center I have ever seen. Like, it looks like it could go either way. All right. Oops, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to do this. And then... Cheers. Penguin Makers, congratulations on being this week's winner. I don't know if you've won before. I don't recall that name, but yeah, Stuart, I know you were very close, man. I thought it was gonna stop. Usually I feel like it doesn't roll over when it's going really slow, but they did some changes to the website, and I think it might have changed some of the way that things roll a little bit. So sorry, Stuart. But congratulations to Penguin. I will send you an email this evening, and that will have everything that you need. So yeah, thank you everybody for hanging out today. We've made some good progress. Next week we will route belts and basically try to get the full Dragon Burner toolhead done. So that leaves us with just like electronics, some of the panels. It's not enclosed. There's just, I think, a few panels. If there's even panels, it must be on the bottom. So we're getting closer on that. We are going to build MOG. It seems like I want to do a little bit more research on just watching some of the build assembly when it's not lagging, and just mentally think about this for a little bit. But it seems like we're going to do it. It seems like there's enough people that are excited, and it looks wild. And I've never done anything like that. So, yes. Reset printer and update, reset computer and update links. Yes. Thank you, SEOs. Also, there will be a video I mentioned earlier, but I will have a video out on the main channel this Saturday. It will be covering the Centauri Carbon 1 canvas upgrade. It will talk about what my experience was like, some of the issues I ran into, and whether I think you should do the upgrade. So pretty happy with how that video has turned out. Took a lot longer than I expected. I ran into some pretty big hurdles that I mentioned earlier, but seemed to have been self-inflicted, which I didn't realize at the time. But got it all working. So I want to see someone build it. Yeah, I'm sure. I feel like, yeah, it's gonna be wild. I think I'm going to very likely do the build. I just need to figure out logistics behind it and clean up some stuff. I mean, this stuff largely I can't clean up, but yeah, just clear up some space. So, all right, y'all. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your weeks. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out, for chatting, for all the likes, all the members, like gifted memberships, the donations we got that came in. Thank you, everybody, for all of your support. I hope you have a lovely rest of your day, a fantastic week, and I will catch you guys all next time. All right, everyone. Take care. Bye.